Hello Paper and Glam family, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about my to-do list system for getting everything done without feeling overwhelmed. This is the system that has saved me. I have fought a many-year battle against overwhelm, and I finally feel like I have a system that keeps me feeling creative and playful and like my life is manageable whether I am in a quiet season or a really busy season. So I want to share that with you today. If you are new, I'm so excited that you're here. Paper and Glam is all about becoming the woman God created you to be. So I create products and content all with that goal in mind. So I have a shop, I have a membership community, and I make content here on YouTube and on Instagram that serves you to align every area of your life for becoming that woman that you know you're called to be. So let's get into today's video, my ultimate to-do list system. So my day starts here on this page with my self-care habits or my personal habits. So I'm one of those who is in the 5 a.m. club, and I love to get up really early and just have some quiet time before the day starts to work on just personal goals and just time alone with the Lord. So I did a whole video on these habit trackers back in April if you're curious, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So I started to track my weekly habits on this sheet as well as my daily habits, and I love it. So you'll see down here I have the 2 things I'm doing each week, and I just have the work days, or excuse me, the work weeks wash off, and so just the weekends show, because these are habits that I'm just going to get to on the weekend, and that is just a weekly devotional I have called Rhythms of Faith that goes through the year A liturgical readings for this year, and then my mass journal. So I love those, but I wanted to make sure I could track them as well. And then the rest are just my usual daily habits. So the God and Glam Bible study, we went through that in the last video. So if you're curious, that is up for you. It's called 2026 Planner Setup. And right now we're down to the last 30 or so for 2026, and then they'll be back for 2027. So grab yours if you haven't yet. If they do sell out, there's always digital. And then my journal, and then we have a walk, my Advent devotional. I'm doing an Advent journal as well. My Bible notes, and I also showed you guys my Bible note process in the last video, but these are kind of what my Advent Bible notes are looking like. So these ones I just did this morning, and these are from 2023. So I'm out of space, so I'm going to be adding a tip in here and kind of making some more space in my Bible. I just love this practice. It's time consuming, but it's so worth it to just, when you write something, you get the information in your head in a new way. So that is my notes, just for funsies, because I am just in love with this seasonal Bible process. I'll show you some of the other notes that I did this Advent season so far. So these are just notes I took on the Advent season as a whole that I just love. And then I took some more here in the beginning of my Bible. And I just write down anything I want to remember or I want to revisit in coming Advents. So here's some more. This is specifically how we engage with the Old Testament during Advent. So that is kind of how my Bible notes are coming. If you saw my Advent video, which was called, I think like my favorite Advent traditions, we went over all of this in some fun detail, and a lot of you said you got the candles and you got an Advent Bible and you're really loving the practice, and that just makes me so happy. So back to our habits here. I noticed that my Advent journal only has, my Advent devotional only has 24 days, and then my Advent journal will be over at Christmas, and I'll switch, back into a regular journal. So I'm actually going to add some washi here, so those check boxes are marked off. So I'm going to get some washi out of my December sticker binder. I have a whole video on how I organize my stickers. It's in the welcome playlist. These are all Paper and Glam stickers specifically from the December collection. And I want to grab some washi. So I used the plaid and the polka dots here. And I'm going to just add some more. So I'm going to add these, I'm going to add some of these florals for my Advent devotional, and I'm just going to get a little ruler that's gonna let me cut it nice and easy. So I come over here to Advent Devotional, and I just want to mark off the 25th through the end of the month. And then I'll just line it up at the end here with the other ones and tear. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my Advent journal. Mark it off after Christmas. And we'll use these trees. So I love how everything coordinates. That's a Paper and Glam way. Type awesome so hard. Everything must match and everything must be color coordinated. So we have up to the 25th here, and there we go. Super cute. And then if you love the core Glam stickers, those are in stock for December. So we have Glam About Town in stock, Glam Home, Glam Office, and Glam Plans. And they will serve you for multiple months for sure. And you could also use these for February Valentine vibes. So every collection is, supposed to serve you for multiple months, but coordinates specifically with the monthly kit. So we do have December, most of the monthly kit in stock too. So they are in the mystery bundles, and it is just missing one sheet. It is not the box stickers. They're all a little different, but they all have the box stickers. They all have this. It's missing like one of the little accessory ones. So if you do want a December kit, those are in the shop as well, and for a sweet little discount. All right, let's move on to daily habits. So if you've seen one daily layout, you've seen them all, but I'll just show you how I do that and just like plan my day. So this was just last weekend, so Friday and then the weekend. And I am the most type awesome, as you guys know. So I have to have everything out of my head and on paper, especially with, running 4 lines of business and then, home life. I'm sure if you are watching this, you probably have a lot going on and you kind of love anything that makes you feel like you're getting your life together like me. But my life is also overall pretty quiet. Just my season of life is very simple. And so that's nice because I'm getting to a lot of projects that have been kind of sitting. So all that to say, I just sit down in the morning, I write the 3 things that I absolutely need to get done today. If nothing else happens, these are the things that we're doing. That I'm doing for sure. And then I just divide everything up into categories. So home, errands, glam, that's what I call work, of course. And then I just write out a rough outline for the day. I got a little bit of a slower start this morning because you guys know how like on the weekends you end up staying up later and then Monday comes and you're like, but I like to just start the day like with the Lord and with journaling and planning and grounding myself. So did that. And then, then I just kind of got to start on the next day, things I absolutely need to do, prep for our Advent live stream, send out the seasonal growth ceremony replay. So that's for the seasonal living masterclass. And then I have a Christmas master plan template I got to send out with it as well. So I didn't want to forget that. And so that is really simple daily layout. I don't use stickers usually on my daily. It's just, for me, it's just simple. And we're gonna get to the other piece of my system, or the main piece of the system that I wanna share with you now. Okay, so I'm sure we all have a running task list like this. I have one on my computer. I have one for Paper and Glam and Apple Notes. So one personal one on my computer, one for Paper and Glam and Apple Notes. And then this one is usually when I'm sitting doing my Bible study. I'm trying to stay off of my computer, off of the phone. But that is exactly when I will be reminded of every single thing I have to do that is not on my list. And so I'm like, cool, let me write it down in one long list. And you can see I'm out of paper here, so that's perfect timing to implement my favorite system for getting things done and making sure I don't get overwhelmed. So I want to be complete and show you guys the system. So put a pin in that for 1 second because we're going to play with that next. So on the next page, I have my home goals. So this is everything I want to do in my house, separated by room. Ideally, I like to do one room, get it how I want it, and move on to the next one. Doesn't always happen that way, but that is this list. So I don't necessarily commingle home goals with just kind of like personal tasks. And I also don't commingle work tasks because obviously work things have to be done. These are largely just things for me. And then these, of course, are just things for my home. So there's things on this list that have been sitting here since January, and that's okay. When their number comes up, their number comes up. So when I'm really on my game, I don't have a running task list like this. I actually have it all divided up into categories. So that's what we're going to do today together. So what I'll do is I'll create 2 lists. One will be for this current month, that things that must be done this current month. So we're in December, so this would be like errands for Christmas, wrapping presents, anything that must be done. I want to just be able to have the scope of it in totality. So wrapping presents won't usually go on my daily list until I know I'm going to do them that day. And then things that I want to do the next month are going to go on this paper over here. So because I'm finishing this planner, of course, it's the end of the year. This is actually going to be a next year list. And I just cut this cute little sticker out of the monthly kit, and I'll show you that real quick. So if you haven't seen our monthly kits, this is what I was talking about, that we have box stickers in stock. They're super cute. So they look like this, and December is in stock. I think June is in stock, and I'm working on revamping these for this new era. So I took the sticker off here, cut out that cute little champagne bottle, and you can see this sticker binder is like illustrated right here. So anyway, that is what I do to get started. So I go ahead and divide my pieces of paper into just boxes like this. I'll just take a quick glance at the different kind of categories I have in my to-dos. So we're gonna fill this out together. So I took a quick glance, and it's like there are things to do in my house that don't have to do with kind of my overarching home goals. There's things I need to print because my printer went kaput and my new one just arrived. There's emails I need to send, things like that. So I just take a quick glance. I did add extra categories. I typically divide the paper into 8, but I did 10 for December because I know I have the extra category of printing things and the extra category of errands, and that's just things that are special about this month. So let's go ahead and fill this out, and I'm going to show you how it functions kind of in day-to-day life once I transfer this list over here. Okay, so here's how my December list turned out. And what makes this method different, that has worked better for me than anything else, is I have everything grouped by type of energy. So keep that in mind as we go through. So errands, here, when I need to get it out of the house because I work from home and sometimes I just need a change of scenery, I'm gonna be like, boom, time to go to this list. So how I use this list is not necessarily like all the other to-dos, in that I manage to get this done when I find spare pockets of time. So, something cancels or I finish something earlier than I had planned, then I'll flip over to this page and say, okay, what type of energy do I have remaining in the tank? Get out of the house, maybe. The next is admin. So these are relatively low energy tasks. I'm not creating something new. This is just kind of standard recurring things that need to be done. So I need to do the 2027 memory calendar, and that is a spreadsheet that runs my entire life. When you're in the membership, you'll get access to my planning masterclass. So this is in a lesson called Create Your Ideal Year. If you're in the master class, and I show you kind of the digital versions of everything that I do. So I have digital versions and physical versions of everything because that's just how my brain works. It's the same thing with everything Paper and Glam. It comes out digital and physical. So I need to update my monthly master lists. So this is just go through and figure out like what tasks I need to migrate for each month and for just the tasks that I do every month. So this would be like tasks I do every July. This would be tasks I do every month. And I have a whole video on that called Organize Your Entire Life. And then I need to do like a Yelp review for a friend. So just things like that, low risk, low energy, but just need to get done. And then print, this is just all the things I need to print since my printer died. So this is just kind of like fun, crafty energy. And the thing about this list is if I don't look at it for a week, nothing bad's gonna happen, or even 2 weeks. It's just stuff that is hanging in my mind that I don't want open, internet tabs in my mind. I just want everything to have a home. So play, these are just things that I want to do for me. I want to put tabs on 3 of my Bibles. I want to go through and take some notes on some books that I'm ready to donate because I've read them, and so they'll go to free libraries. I didn't get to my Thanksgiving gratitude list, so I still want to do that. Home, here we have things that don't apply to a specific room, but that I want to do this month. So I need to wrap presents, anoint my house with holy water. Here we have, so if I'm kind of like feeling low-key and pajama-y and just like I want to sloth around the house and I'm not planning to go anywhere, I'll hit up this list. So create, this is my most high energy list. These are new things that I need to do. So I want to set up a new accounting system for this next year. So I want to get that done. But again, it's brand new. So it's going to take an undetermined amount of time and an undetermined amount of energy. So anything that is in that category will go under create. And then I also want to write kind of SOPs for everything. So that's standard operating procedures for kind of everything in my life that I do on a recurring basis, just because that's how my brain works. This is anyone I need to call or email. Again, this is super low energy, so I'll just bust those out. The other thing that I love about this system is it helps me batch things. So things are automatically batched and I can just look at it and say, okay, I have 15 minutes. What can I do in 15 minutes? Oh, cool. I could do this whole list in probably 15, 20 minutes. Content, these are just things that are really small, pictures I need to take, things I need to post, things I need to review. So they're not on another list. They're not videos that I'm creating for members or for YouTube, or they're just kind of little things. And then lastly, planning. So because it's the end of the year, I need to set up my 2026 daily planner, set up my 2026 memory planner. I have a word of the year notion and a New Year growth ceremony notion that I want to fill out too, because we'll go through that together in the Seasonal Living Masterclass to start the new year. So every month the categories, like I said, slightly different. So other categories I often have are like shop buy. So because we just had Black Friday, I had a big list there because I was saving a lot of things for Black Friday. So like I needed to research printers. So it's anything that's not like a standard Amazon order. It's something that I either want to get a good deal on or I need to do some research. So shop buy is one I often have. I'm trying to think other categories that will be on here at different times because it might kind of jog your memory. And then, so this page is still blank because we're pretty early on in the month. So as the month goes on, things will come up that I'll want to do that I know I don't have time for this month. And so they will start to go on this page, and I'll just put them on as they come up in their own categories. So just to review, this is how I keep track of all of my tasks for my personal self-care habits. And then we have my daily habits here and daily tasks, just recurring standard work. And then I have little things here that I want to make sure I get done, but I don't want them necessarily to have a top billing on my daily pages until their number is up. And then lastly, before I let you guys go, I wanted to do a GSA Glam service announcement. We are down to single digits on the monthly bookmarks. So if you are planning your reading and maybe you want to read like a book for your word of the year every month, or you're reading along with the Paper and Glam book club, this helps you get your books organized because there's one for every month and you just pop it right in the book that you want to read that month. So say you just got a new Christmas book, you didn't get to it this year, you just pop December bookmark in for next year. The seasonal living list also down to single digits. The digital is available when these sell out, but I'd love to send them home to you. And then Glam New Year kits. We're down to 20 of the Glam New Year kits. I am going full force into memory planning next year. That's why the memory planner is coming out and it's brand new. We'll talk about that in a second. And then our Valentine countdowns. These are so cute. They are gold foil. I think there's about 30 of these in stock. So how cute are these? Get your V-Day countdowns because those are going to start pretty, well, I wouldn't say pretty soon, but you know how it goes. It'll be here before we know it. We'll be at January 14th and it'll be time to use that first sticker. Okay, that is my full to-do list system. I hope that it served you. If it did, let me know. Let me know if you try it. Let me know if you use it and kind of how it works for you. I am in the process of designing a lifestyle planner for 2027, which is going to have a ton of different inserts that I haven't seen that I need that are going to keep us organized and also keep us focused on our bigger term goals, our long-term goals, without losing track of the little things that make life work. So also in planner news, let's talk memory planner. So I do have a memory planner coming out for 2026. It is undated, so you can start it whenever you want. And I think it's really well designed in that, much like everything we talked about in this video, is it kind of will ebb and flow with you. And I'm so excited to show that to you. We are having a production delay because my production center in Southern California moved from one area of Southern California to another. So much like any move, it has had some delays, but I still hope to get those out to you by the end of the year, and pre-order is open. So I'm so excited to send them home to you. If you are new, everything Paper and Glam is made right here in the USA, actually here in California. My team is here, everyone is here, and it's a rare and beautiful thing to be able to have the full end-to-end process here, and to be able to know exactly who touched it, what it's made of, and that everything coming to you is of the absolute highest quality. So that is true of everything Paper and Glam. That's always been true. But sometimes we have little bumps in the road because, as we've learned, manufacturing here in California and here in the US in general is it is something you need some Godspeed to get done. So thank you for your patience with that. And I'm so excited to send memory planners home for you whenever they come in. Sign up for the newsletter. That is the best way to stay up to date with any new releases. So many of you have asked if stickers are coming back, and shout out to Frances. Yes, stickers are coming back, but she was the first one who caught the drift because there was comments asking about it, and she replied, well, she's releasing a memory planner, so I have a feeling stickers are coming next. And yes, exactly. Just like those of you who've been with me since the first launch back in 2015, first I launched the planner, and then I launched the stickers. So it's all in progress, but you know, I never know exactly how long things are going to take, and all the proceeds from the shop really help to go and get us new products made, get new people on Team Glam. So thank you guys for that. And then also the membership as well. So I decided to extend the membership sale. So right now you can join, all annual memberships are basically at the monthly founder rate. So it's $1,000 for the entire year. I would so love to see you guys on a live stream. And if you want to spend this next year truly focused on becoming who God created you to be, then that is why I created the God and Glam membership, or excuse me, the Paper and Glam membership, which includes God and Glam, my Bible study, my book club, the Season Living Masterclass, vlogs, the social media that's just P&G stuff, everything. So yeah, I think that is all I have for you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful start to the Christmas season, the Advent season. Thanks for all of your sweet comments. I love reading them, and thank you guys for being here with me for the journey. So I'm gonna go ship some hot pink envelopes home to you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye and God bless.